Hey guys, Z here, and I have a brand new name. I am the Lunar Lady, and I did that because I figured Z Gray Sims wasn't that great if I decided to expand later into other games than The Sims. Um, so, and Lunar Lady is one of the names that I've used on the internet before that I really like. Okay, so today's build is actually a rebuild of the Sims 3 Colonial Manor. It is an exact replica of the one in The Sims 3 with not an exact replica. It has the same exact layout and everything, but there were just some things that I could not achieve in The Sims 4 because, well, that was a Sims 3 store pack that came with its own items, and there just really weren't the same equivalent of those items in The Sims 4. But I did the best that I could, and I think it came out pretty neat. I try some things here that don't work really well, and but I think that how I improvised worked really well, actually, though. And I was having a glitch in my game, and I'm not sure if it was because I started building the garden first and then started trying to build the actual house, but when I went to build the actual house, the actual what are they called, foundations weren't working. I'm not sure why that was, but yeah. So, if you're like me and you loved the Colonial Manor from The Sims 3, the Now and Then manor that you had the really neat, just, it's just one of my favorites. It had some really neat details. I really liked to take the spooky one and go in and redecorate it while still leaving it spooky but making it a little bit more livable. Here I'm trying to achieve the same look that fence had that came with the Colonial Manor, but I couldn't really. I think it was the same fence that you got with the original Sims with the pet expansion. I can't remember what that was called. I'm trying out some things here, and I'm doing all the landscaping first, and I tried to get it as close as I could. I went and I actually bought some graph paper and I graphed everything out in the placement of it. From there though went from memory, and well, the effects are a little dubious at times, but I think it overall came out really well, and I figured I'd do some work for something I'd liked, and if you guys like it, you can now have your own version of the Colonial Manor. And yeah, so I think that at this point I pretty much got all the manicured lawn. I'm trying to add things, and this isn't exactly how it stays. It changes up a little bit before I finish, and you'll see it in the end. I sized down the statue, and I don't have it surrounded by those bushes because those bushes didn't really give the same effect as they did with the original. And here you'll see me struggling. Well, here I'm going in with the tool, but here you see me struggling to put in a foundation. I actually went in and I rebuilt the whole thing and did all of that over again to go and just redo the whole thing. So this is the redone version of the lawn, so some of the trees might not be the same, but you can see back there I changed up the fountains and stuff a little bit, when you get a little glimpse of that. But now I am building the actual house, and it always struck me how odd it was that the house was L-shaped, yet at the same time not being L-shaped at all. I don't know if any of you get that feeling from it, but that's how I always felt about it. Yeah, so I had a graph and I was looking at it the entire time I was building all of this, and it was actually pretty fun. If there's like other builds in The Sims 3 that I want for The Sims 4, I know I can go and do that now. And yeah, so I'll do like, if anybody wants me to go in and remake a house from The Sims 4 or from The Sims 3 into The Sims 4, or maybe even vice versa, I will gladly do that for you. Just send me a request and I'll go in and do it. I'll record a video and you can see me do it and hear me blather on about it like an idiot for however long these usually are, which can be anywhere from like 10 to, like, I think the shortest one's like 7 minutes, and like this one's well over 20. I think it's bordering on 30, maybe more than 30. Yeah, and this is the balcony area. I tried to make it as close as possible. It's, it's just not completely possible to do it totally with The Sims 4 because you're having to build something. Oh, sorry. You're having to build something that you just don't have the items for all of it. Like here, I improvised my own tower. It's not quite the same. And I'm putting in the rooms, and I put in the attic area, though there's no ladder up to it like there is in The Sims 3, because The Sims 4 does not have ladders, despite the fact that I want them so badly. So Sims 4 team, just give me some ladders. That would be so great. Here I'm struggling to get the roofing even as I want it to be, but I think I did pretty good in the end. I mean, I also wish that we could have had the the dormer roof, that you could have the small dormers inside the roof like you could in the Sims 3, because it, like, the roofing was an actual separate item, if you remember. But I did the best I could, and I think I did a really good job for what I had. And yeah, so you see here that I am figuring out as I go on how to do the roof. It's pretty plain, but it's nice and it's serviceable, and I made it black because I figured that was, like, instead of like the blue, because I think they made it look like a metal roof and they didn't really quite have the right color, and so yeah, but you can change it to whatever you want if you download this from the gallery. It's under my name, Pumpkin Panic. My origin ID name is Pumpkin Panic, yeah, and yeah, so I think it's a nice build. I did work really hard on this. I had been planning it for a while and I finally got around to it. You can see it really is the same floor plan layout, except for in the in the study, the 2-story study, I did actually put in a set of stairs because there was enough room for it. So there's stairs going up to the upstairs library portion. And yeah, I thought that was pretty neat. As you can see here, I'm just putting in some more roofing pieces and making the roof a little bit more copacetic. That's the word I'll use, copacetic. That makes sense. And yeah, so I wish we had like the stair pieces to make it look like a really fancy staircase and everything, but we just don't have that in The Sims 4 yet. We might at some point in the future. I'm really hoping that they put in season soon, because I would like some spookier stuff, because that usually comes along with the fall season. That when they have fall season stuff, they put in spooky things. I might go in and try to redecorate this with the spooky stuff pack or whatever it's called, and try to do something with that, though I don't know how well that's gonna work out. But yeah, so I know they have the cobwebs and stuff like they did in the other pack, and they have the torn curtains, but it's not like you have the broken windows and everything. Here I'm putting in the fancy landing with the fancy little bridge and stuff like that, and we don't have the long chandelier chains, and the really long chandeliers that we do have aren't really appropriate for this build. They're more modern, but I really actually like what I ended up doing, so I think it's nice overall. I really like how this build came out. I wish I had more patience to put in clutter items than I do, but yeah, I think it's fine. I go in and I try to furnish it as best and as closely as I can remember. I know it's probably not exact or anything, but as I said before, it can't really be exact, and so I just tried to make it fit as best as I could. Yeah, so here I'm going and painting it, and it was light green if I do remember correctly, but you know, when you put in those the thing with the slats and there's roofing involved and stuff like that, it doesn't always put the edge piece on, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so whatever, I can't have everything. There I was putting in the stairs and stuff, and that's the nursery right there, and you know, it has the master bedroom and then the bedroom with the 2 beds and the big bathroom, and this place only technically has 2 bedrooms, but you could easily convert like some of the other rooms into more bedrooms. I think, yeah, like you could convert the office space into a bedroom instead and stuff like that. And if you manage to put in a staircase in the attic, you could totally put some bedrooms up there, some dark, creepy bedrooms with no windows, but I mean, you could have some vampires. How much do you want vampires in The Sims 4? Like, my goodness, I want some vampires. Yeah, that's just something I've been missing for a while. And we only have that like 1 parquet floor, and I wish we had some more parquet floor patterns. But yeah, I did my best. And here I'm working on putting in some tiling, and yeah, and the kitchen, and that's the pattern that they were in the kitchen, and Here's the dining area that I'm working on. This is a really long build. So there was something I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I can't even remember what it was. Yeah, and I bet you guys don't know either because you're not me and you're not inside my brain. Man, so I don't know. So there's been some hints in the game, I think, about toddlers coming, and I know you people are excited about that. I mean, it's not really particularly my thing. It's not the thing I'm super wanting or excited for in the game, but it's a thing that I know people want, and I'll be happy if you guys are happy. But I feel like even then, like, even if you guys got your toddlers, the game's not really going to be perfect or anything. Yeah, there's still some things, but I still think that the game's pretty early. I think it's going to be going on a lot longer than like other builds and stuff. Here I'm putting in the living room stuff. I think it looks pretty nice actually. I try to, like, I put in that drink tray because I really love the drink tray from Backyard Stuff. I think it's really neat. And I'm glad that it gives you at least more than one drink, unlike the tray you get with Spa Day, which only gave you the one frizzy, fruity drink. I think that's what comes with it. I remembered there was a grandfather clock in the hallway, but I couldn't really remember what else was in there. This is like a really huge entrance, and I mean, if it's what it was in the build, and you could totally size it down and do something else with it. But yeah, so I threw in the armor there. And here I'm putting in the cabinets and the kitchen. The kitchen was really easy to remember. And we don't have high chairs. Like, that's the only thing I think is missing from the kitchen that was in the other kitchen. I just put a chair in there instead. But it had 2 bookcases right next to the refrigerator, and it was the old-fashioned refrigerator and stove. And they had 3 wide archways, but I only have, like, we only have like the 1 and 2, so I just put 3 1 wide arches in the places where there should be a 3 wide arch. So yeah, and here I'm putting out a little gardening table, and I always really like the sun porch with the screened-in porch. I wish we had screens instead of just windows. That'd be a nice thing to have. Especially, that's something like that really could have gone well in a backyard stuff pack. But I mean, I'm not totally unthankful for what we did get in that pack. I really liked a lot of the stuff. And as you can tell, I have been using some of it in my builds, so yeah, there's that. And I should have put like a bird feeder out in the backyard. This house would have been great for a bird feeder. And some wind chimes, but then again, I'm kind of a hippie at heart, and that's kind of the thing that I would really like to see. So yeah. I'm not even sure this is recording right now. And if it's not recording right now, I'll be super upset and I'll cry. I will cry for ages. And then I'll go to sleep because I should have been in bed forever ago, but I decided to stay up and play dumb Sims games instead. But whatever, I digress. I wish we had carpeted stairs so I could choose a red carpeted stairway for my grander staircase entries and stuff like that, or just like carpeted staircases, just to be fancy. But I mean, I spend most of these videos talking about what I wish The Sims 4 had, And I mean, I think I did. If I was doing The Sims 3, I'd probably be doing the same thing, honestly. Um, oh, one is really never quite satisfied with what they do have on hand. Um, I'm really glad to hear that the Sims. I put in a shower because honestly, you cannot survive without a shower. Um, so, I mean, you can just take that out. It's not very accurate. Just take it out if you don't like it. Um, Here I'm putting in the kids' bedroom where it had the weird thing where it was two kids' beds pushed up really close to each other. I thought about putting in a dollhouse, but it was too big. I should have put it in upstairs in the attic because there was a dollhouse in the attic and the other one. But I might have, but I don't think I did. I think I just put up a bunch of like storage pieces and stuff like boxes and crates and things. Um, Here's the master bedroom, and it's got like the nice balcony and everything. And yeah, I just love everything about this build. I love the original one. I wish that we had a ladder. And here I'm going again and talking about how much I wish we had a ladder. But I just wish we had ladders and spiral staircases. Oh my gosh. Is it really that hard, Sims team? That's all I want. Oh, here's a dollhouse. Okay, but all I want, ladder and some staircases, okay? Ladder and some circular staircases. Well, that and beds. Come on. Beds. We need beds. That's all there is to it. And here I'm putting in some fancy artworks and seating. And I'm changing up the banister color because I'm like, why am I using white? And yeah, so I wallpaper the inside of the tower, and I put in the lights so that it lights up and you can see in the side during the nighttime. And I also just put lights and storage pieces up in the attic just for the heck of it, just like so you could feel like that there's storage up there and stuff, and maybe they just keep things up there. So yeah. And here I'm putting in some more of the more wild landscaping where it's not quite like the super well manicured part, but it's really nice stuff. And yeah, so there were benches out here, I remember. And you might say, well, this side has the 3 wide bit around the, it's just, I did it exactly. Okay, it is exact. I followed the exact specifications. Okay, here's the master bedroom that we're seeing. Here's the study looking down on the top part. Here is the kids' bedroom, and here is the main the upstairs bathroom, and there's the tub, and it's not super private, but I kind of love it. Here's a shot of the nursery. Oh, and the dollhouse, I used the Victorian one because even that's a little futuristic for them. That's their futuristic. Oh, I put in 2 shots. Lovely. Yeah, so. And here's, oh, I just love that landing. Here is the outside, the sun porch, and here is the downstairs bathroom. This is the formal dining area, and I think it's lovely. Here is the little greenhouse room, and you can plant things in there. And this is the parlor, and you can see the parlor through the archway. Here is the study. I really like it a lot. Here's the kitchen. Yeah, and here is another shot of the kitchen. I think it came out actually really close to the original. Here's a shot of the grand hallway, another shot of the grand entryway. There is the up view. I can't wait until we can paint the ceiling. I heard that's coming soon. And here's what I did instead of the way it was before. I really like how it came out. It has little fountains, and please check out some of my other videos if you liked this one. Remember to share, leave a comment, like or subscribe to my channel, and have a really great day, and I love you all. Bye.